In this age of information, we are constantly and passively absorbing ideas and forming preconceived notions. We are mostly living with a distorted perspective of the world, and in reality, the state of the world is much better than our instinctive generalizations. Statistics show that the world is constantly improving. In this video, we've chosen a few valuable lessons from the book Factfulness, 10 Reasons Why We're Wrong About the World and Why Things Are Better Than You Think, authored by Hans Rosling. These lessons identify some of the instincts that cause us to make assumptions, and awareness of these instincts can assist us in learning to deduce fact from our biases regarding the state of the world. If you like the sound of this book, you can get it for free with a trial of Audible using the link in the description of this video. Lesson 1. The gap instinct. The gap instinct causes us to divide things into opposing and distinct groups. It assumes that things are either black or white, forgetting about the grey areas. For example, the concept developed/developing, rich or poor. This instinct causes us to assume that things are one way or the other, either or, yes or no. The gap instinct causes us to compare extremes without considering the information within the gap. Measuring things in conflicting extremes doesn't fully consider the nuances of life and creates a mental divide, and in this gap there is space for assumptions. The author suggests that to rise above the gap instinct and achieve factfulness, we should be mindful when comparing averages and extremes, as well as begin to consciously know where the majority lies. The majority is usually found in the gap. In the book, this is explained with the example of how countries are either labelled as rich or poor, while most countries in reality fall somewhere in between. The author presents the theory that income levels are more accurately classified as one of 4 levels. These levels help us observe how the majority is actually in the less dramatic middle rather than on the extreme ends of the scale. Lesson 2. The straight line instinct. The straight line instinct assumes that things measured on a line graph will continue as long as they are a predictable straight line. An example from the book that is presented to explain this instinct is the assumption that the world's population will continue increasing and that we need to reduce the growth. In reality, it's not a fact that the population will continue growing as predicted. To achieve factfulness, we can be aware of this instinct, and when we view data that is mapped along a line, we can remind ourselves that there are bends in a line or changes of trajectory in a trend due to unexpected events. Besides this, straight lines tend to follow slides, humps, double lines, and S-curves. The speed of growth of a line can slow down or speed up. Lesson 3. The fear instinct. We feel that the world is scarier than it actually is, and we tend to pay more attention to frightening things and overestimate the possibility of risks due to fear. According to the book, the statistics on many things that are feared has reduced. Fear is often cultivated by the media, as it predominantly reports sensationalist negative occurrences and often fails to report positive ones or improvements. An example that is given in the book is the reduction of deaths caused by natural disasters, aeroplanes, and contamination. The author suggests that to reduce the fear instinct and gain factfulness, one should look to the factful research and calculate risks. We can calculate how risky something is by considering 2 factors: the level of danger involved, combined with how frequently you are exposed to the danger. It is suggested that we should avoid making decisions when in a state of fear, as we see the world inaccurately from this state. Being more mindful of the media content you consume and how you internalize these intentional narratives can help you with dissolving the fear instinct. Lesson 4. The destiny instinct. The destiny instinct can cause us to believe that certain factors in life occur because of inescapable reasons. These ideas usually stem from cultural, religious, or regional beliefs and customs. When surrounded by a belief system, we may decide that things are a certain unchangeable way. Things seem to occur according to the philosophy of these constructs. An example of this is the concept of fate or destiny, which is an integral part of many beliefs. Even though these types of beliefs seem to be stagnant, they do evolve. The changes just happen ever so slowly, but over time the evolution of beliefs can be observed. One of the ways which you can attain factfulness with regards to the destiny instinct is to observe how gradually small changes add up over time. You can speak to older people about how things differ now compared to in the past. When we understand that things are always changing, we can become less rigid in our beliefs and consider the facts that show us how the world is not as bad as we think. Lesson 5. The blame instinct. The blame instinct stems from our human tendency to want a definite reason as to why something has happened. When something goes wrong, we want to believe that there is a guilty party or individual to blame. Blaming allows us to feel a false sense of control over some of the unpredictable and confusing elements of life. It also causes us to give undue power and importance to those things we are blaming. When we give in to the blame instinct, it undermines our ability to solve problems, as it distracts our focus from the facts of the problem at hand. To rise above the blame instinct, we can choose to look for the root cause, other possible explanations and solutions to the problem, rather than just to blame someone. Don't forget, you can get this book for free with a trial of Audible using the link in the description of this video. Thanks for watching, have a great day.